I have a possible lawsuit that we may need to enter in on this consolidation. Oh, I'll pass those out when we get through this. Anybody wants them? And Ms. Lapidus is going to. We're not going to vote on this tonight, but she wants to make a comment and tell us what it's about.
Okay. This is about a lawsuit that was filed back in the fall by...
Oh, turn the microphone to her. They can't hear.
Okay. This is about a lawsuit that was filed back in the fall by several people. Kurt Hydrick was the first named plaintiff. And this was filed in federal court. It is a challenge to the dual majority voting requirement for consolidation. And what the plaintiffs are saying is that having a requirement, which that requirement exists in the Tennessee Constitution, having the requirement that both the city of Memphis and all of Shelby County outside the city of Memphis have to vote by a majority for consolidation is a violation of the 14th and 15th Amendments to the United States Constitution and a violation of the Federal Voting Rights Act. The defendants in that lawsuit are the Attorney General of the State of Tennessee, the Secretary of State of the State of Tennessee, the Tennessee Department of State Division of Elections, the Shelby County Election Commission, and then the commissioners individually, but all of those are sued in their official capacity, not in their individual capacities. The town of Arlington has filed a motion to intervene on the side of the defendants, on the side of we believe that the dual majority voting requirement is in fact constitutional and is in the best interest of our community. There has been a great deal of discussion among the mayors and governing bodies of the other Shelby County suburbs. Germantown, Bartlett, Collierville, I understand, I'm not sure about Lakeland, but it appears at this point that several, if not all of them, are also going to intervene on the side of the defendants. The resolution is a resolution saying that Millington also wants to intervene on the side of the defendants. There has been some discussion, although it has not been finalized, about how the cost of this intervention would be shared, because at some point the legal arguments that all of the suburban municipalities have will be substantially the same. Initially, in the motions to intervene, there will be some differences because each municipality will have its own unique set of circumstances. I don't know if you want to vote on this resolution tonight, but Resolution 11-2011 recites essentially what I have just said and says that the board authorizes the city to intervene as a defendant in a consolidation lawsuit subject to the execution of acceptable agreements regarding shared costs. I have had several lengthy conversations with Mark Norris, not in his capacity as a state senator, but in his capacity as an attorney at Adams and Reese. That is the law firm that Arlington has hired, and it appears to be the law firm that all of the municipalities are going to use in order to truly share costs. Mark has said to me that while it is not possible to accurately know at the beginning what the costs are really going to be in a lawsuit, as best he can estimate, Millington's legal fees exclusive of out-of-pocket expenses for experts or court reporters and similar incidental kind of things, if there should need to be long-distance phone calls or copies or things, should not exceed $25,000 through the end of this fiscal year, which is June 30th. And his comment was that these initial fees are higher for each of the municipalities because they are not fees that can be shared. This is the point at which they would be doing the investigation and the work for each town separately based on that town's unique circumstances. Once that work is done, what Mark is saying is that he estimates fees, and this is just legal fees, for the subsequent year, for 2012, would not likely exceed an additional $100,000 for all of the interveners. There's no way to know if that's accurate, right on target, high or low. But that's his best guess. He says his firm's, he gave me a listing of his firm's current rates based on the higher paid, more senior partners and the lower paid associates. And he says that he proposes that the top rate for 2011 would not exceed $325 an hour. That would be for the most senior lawyers who probably in the practices charge more than that. Excuse me. He will prepare an engagement letter. There will need to be some sort of agreement among the municipalities as to sharing costs. My recommendation is that if you want to go forward with this, you not go forward with it until we know, or you approve it based on an acceptable cost-sharing agreement to be worked out. If there are any other questions,
well, I think you explained it very well, Ms. Lapidus, but I think what we probably need to do is get a few more questions answered, and the alderman can email you, and you can answer those questions, and then we need to plan a call meeting in about 2 weeks, or whenever we get it in the paper and have it.
Yeah, I think the sooner, based on what Mark Norris said to me late this afternoon, the sooner the better, because we do not want to wait so long that the court says it's too late for you to intervene. And my guess is that the discussions among the municipalities will happen fairly quickly now. So if it's possible to do it sometime next
Well, that's the reason I wanted to announce it tonight and have you say those words before we just have a call meeting and somebody thinks we're going to call a meeting, because we didn't want the public to know. That's the reason I asked you to give a description of that, so the public will be aware of it. Would you pass out those sheets? Pass out those sheets, Ms. Christie. I've got some extra copies of it. And okay, next on the agenda, we need to have the presentation of the red light cameras.